Keep California cowgirls from vanishing. Welcome to the Urban Cowgirl Show. Training our horses and miniature cows in ranch versatility. Penning Rusty and Suzi, our bull and heifer. Roping Rusty with Morgan horse, Semi. Training Eve to work over her haunches with a motor cow simulator. Training Eve on a cow roping simulator. Sadie practices over the haunches with an ATV mechanical cow simulator.
Pulling slack. And Suzi's coming my way because she feels the pressure behind her horns.
Our next step with Suzi and Seela's training to pull with the double yoke is to connect the single tree chains to the bow ties. Here is our first attempt.
On the edges of the double yoke. See again though how Seela's head is down. She feels the pressure. I'm going to ask Josh with his right hand just to tug up a little bit. Yeah, okay, but she's, okay, now let go. As soon as she gives you ever so slight the right answer, all right, that's better. She's still lower than Suzi. There we go. Now she's relaxing. He's rubbing her on her forehead. She's just still concerned about these funny feelings. So, but we're going to take this chain now. We've disconnected it from the single tree, which is laying on the ground there, for our next small step. Aaron on one side and me on the other is going to try to connect the chain with the clasps to the bow ties, and just have the girls, the heifers, feel the pull of it. Now it may be a little bit more dramatic for Seela because this is it's a long chain, it's a small looped chain, but it is heavy. So now we're going to very carefully walk first around them. Aaron, just follow me so they see it. All right. Okay, and you stop here. And I'm going to disconnect this.
It's okay. It's okay. Come on.
Yeah, we're asking a lot of him.
Come
It's all right.
Hold on.
It's all right.
There you go.
Okay.
Good.
You see how we have to steady her? There we go. This is all scary to them. I understand that. That's why I'm doing it in such small steps. Now Aaron is going to connect to Suzi's bow tie on the right side of the double yoke, and I'm going to connect to Seela's. And we're going to be ready to disconnect as fast as we can. And you know what? Connect the other side. It's a quick release.
Okay.
See, this is a quick release. It makes a loop if you just pull the sleeve down. So I'm going to assume maybe that there's going to be some trouble. And sometimes quick releases are not so quick to release, but it may be much quicker than using a carabiner like this. It's all right. You're connected?
I'm just making sure I'm keeping the pressure off.
Yeah. Okay, now let's stand up. And let's walk behind as if we were going to pull. Let's come together. See, well, she's already worried.
Okay, good girl.
Let's kind of get close to each other. There we go. Okay. Okay, let's not connect. It's all right, girls. It's all right, girls. Can you use? It's all right, girls.
Whoa, whoa.
Woo.
No, she got her ear out again. Oh, there we go. Much better.
Let's disconnect and then we'll talk about that. What? Woo.
It's okay.
Good. Good. For a moment, it sure looked like they were going to stand still. I was going to suggest that I hold up the chains behind them and Aaron go get the single tree and we'll put it on and walk with them. But you know, let's take that note of resolution, not go to that extra step. Let's just say, okay, they've learned a little bit about the chain now. They've learned about the weight of the chain, the sound of the chain, and we've gotten confident that they're not going to hurt themselves if we have a third person at the head, because we got them to calm down really quick. Josh was talking to them, touching them, yeah, rubbing Seela's forehead, and you see how nicely they're standing together. You see how good they look together. This is Mommy Suzi and daughter Seela learning how to be using mini zebus here at Minmore Farms. They're going to be farm cattle for us, and we'll show you every step of the way. Our next session with Suzi and Seela out here in the open pasture. Last time we got the chains hooked onto the double yoke for just a moment. And then something spooked Seela and she separated from Suzi at the hip. We had to get them back together again. We luckily had a person at their head. And so my cameraman today is just leaving the camera on us, because we definitely need 3 people. It would be even safer to have 4 in this stage of our training. We're going to, the cameraman and I, while Katie stands here at their head and controls them with their halters and lead ropes, and also does what she's doing now, kind of massaging their foreheads, say, don't worry, this is not scary. See how Seela's enjoying that. We like to make friends with our animals, with our livestock. Now, Aaron is going to walk slowly up to Suzi and Seela and me, talking to them.
Hey guys, how are you doing?
We have conversations. I'm disconnecting these quick releases, and I'm going to give one of them to Aaron. And not being too honest with this white single tree, I'm going to have Aaron just turn on the spot while I walk around and walk to the back. It's all right, girls. All right. Okay, and you stay close to Suzi.
There she is.
It's all right,
Easy.
and there you go. There goes Seela. See, she's not sure.
Easy, it's
She's
okay.
not sure, and you see
It's
how
okay.
those hips, how those back legs walk around. We just need to
It's okay.
convince her that this is not something to worry about. It's all right. Now I'm going to put the single tree down. Only if it's safe. She's still scooting around. She can see real good out of her peripheral vision.
Step up.
I'm coming back here. I'm going to put it down quietly. I'm going to talk to them. That's all right, Seela. That's all right, darling. This is the young one, Seela. Now careful as you move your chain, the single tree's moving, and believe me, they can hear those sounds, and the sounds are behind them. And they might consider those sounds a predator, so we have to be ready. It's all right. It's on turf. The single tree is sliding on turf, which is much more quiet than sliding on sand or gravel. It's all right. Aaron is connecting his on Suzi's side. I'm going to connect mine into Seela's side as long as she shows resistance free. I'm letting it hang down, and Aaron's letting it hang down, so you see the yoke is a little heavier. It's all right. Now my inclination is this, to walk back there and pick up that single tree. But you know what? I'm too experienced with this kind of thing. I'm not going to take that chance. If we had a 4th person, that would be the thing that that person could do. If Seela sees me walking back there, she may distrust what I might be doing. We may have a confidence issue emerge that would be dangerous. So I'm not going to walk back there. The wind is starting to pick up. Katie has a good hold on Seela's head, rightfully so, because Suzi is usually much more statuesque and steadfast after her several years on this earth. Seela's been on this earth less than a year, and although she's learning a lot from her mother and father, she still has those natural instincts to worry about predators. Good, good. Now let's release it. Aaron, you release yours. We're going to quick release the chain. And here's what we're going to do. With you on the side of Suzi and me on the side of Seela, kind of making a corridor, we're going to see if Katie, together with the two lead lines in her hands, can get them to step up. And then, if all is going well, we'll let the single tree slide on the turf behind them. Now, Seela especially may very well freak out. And my biggest concern with this double yoke, eventually they'll realize, wait a minute, we're connected. We can't do anything unless we do it together. But my concern is right now they don't realize that, and they could hurt themselves. I trust the double yoke would be strong enough, but that's what worries me. So, go a little closer to their halters so you can control them. Luckily, these aren't big draft horses or oxen. We can pretty much control their movements with a little bit of strength.
Step up.
Step up. Step up.
Step up.
Step up. Good. Good. Whoa. Very nice. See, Seela didn't want to go. Suzi says, oh, okay, I know what that means. All right, Aaron, now we're going to bring the single tree close to them. It's all right. Seela is definitely watching out of her left peripheral vision. She heard that. She doesn't know whether to trust it or not. And she doesn't have full trust in us yet. I hope that someday soon she will. But you see, this is the first time I've had the single tree on in such a way that I can see if we have these chains up out of the way of their back legs with, let's say, britchin, the single tree is going to be wide enough for two of these mini zebus. And then what do? We attach to the single tree implements. First, a training log. I have a skinny little training log that I use with my zebus, similar to my fatter ABS training log for my horses. But I think this single tree is going to work fine. We're going to keep doing this one small step at a time. Just pick up your latch and just show them that we're touching it. We're not going to connect. I don't want them to be afraid when they hear that. A twig, you know, is caught in my chain here, which can happen when you're doing farming. So I'm just going to pick up the chain. I'm going to lean over. Well, when I lean over, will that scare Seela? Possibly. Remove the twig. We're going to have trouble keeping this a safe procedure until we have done it often enough so that our livestock trust us. And then we won't have trouble because we won't be scared, so they won't be scared unless something very unusual happens, like one of the bobcats from the creek bank comes out and stands in front of them, or makes a sound, or crouches behind them. And then we're going to have to be always aware of their real nature and work with it at the moment, at the second. We're going to try to step up another time, and you know what, hold on to the latch here, the clasp. Okay, step up, step up, step up. Very good. One more time, you guys.
Step up.
Step up. Whoop. Good, good. Seela, I can tell by her body language, she really doesn't know what she's supposed to be doing. She was just following along because Katie was pulling pretty hard. Aaron and I were making a corridor so she couldn't pull out of the corridor. And we did that safely, and that's yet another repetition of farming with miniature zebu cattle and the training process that it takes. And that's all for today. So here my zebus are grazing in their pasture. I've opened a gate. I'm going to go and get Suzi and Seela, leaving Rusty on that side of the fence, and we're going to try today, because we have 4 people, to actually have Suzi and Seela hooked up to the single tree. We'll show you in a moment. We're taking off. Same place we were at last session with Suzi and Seela. We want to repeat what we did, and we have an extra person today, so we hope to go to the next small step. Now, we have a mower on a neighbor's property. It's making a lot of noise. Okay, that's the name of the game. Farming, cows, horses have to know, especially in an urban rural setting, that those kind of noises could occur while they're doing their work. So I'm just speaking very loud today. Now, Aaron is going to take his quick release and attach it to the clasp that's on the double yoke. I'm getting mine ready, holding on to the other end. Okay, now Aaron, you're going to have to hold on to both ends because I have to help Katie. Move. As a matter of fact, Aaron, you have to come and make the corridor, and can the cameraman come closer? All right, guys. We're making our little corridor, our cushiony corridor. Try to keep them from separating. Okay, now, looks like they're calm, so we're going to connect our quick releases to the clasps. This is Seela. Notice how Katie is giving her special attention to calm her down. Seela's the youngest heifer, Suzi's daughter. Okay, now we're going to slowly step to the south, Aaron, not scaring them with the chains. Then let the chain stretch. It's all right, guys. It's all right, girls. Okay. And now, leaving the camera where it is, Josh, our fourth hand today, is going to let them know that he's walking towards Aaron and I. It's all right, girls.
Hi, Seela. Hi, Suzi.
He's going to connect this end. And then Aaron's end. We didn't get this far yesterday because we needed still a fourth person. Now, Aaron, walk closer to Suzi, please, to be the cushion corridor. And we're going to ask Josh just to step back slightly. Good. That's putting just ever so slight of pressure on the double yoke. But we've got Katie in the front. We've got our cushions on the side, Aaron and Sonia. And now Josh is holding the single tree. Now I'm going to let this chain drop. That could scare them. Okay. Back away a little bit, Aaron. See how nice they're standing? It's because they're not afraid. They're concerned. That's why Seela is urinating right now. They do that when they get stressed. But they're standing nicely. In spite of the noise behind us, in spite of the extra pressure from the single tree. And now, because they're standing nicely, I'm going to make a decision. I hope I'm not sorry to have made this decision. Aaron and I are going to walk up close to the sides of their body, and Katie, with a short lead line on both animals, is going to ask them to step up. So if we have to, Aaron and I will release the single tree with the quick releases from the double yoke as fast as we can. Now Suzi's urinating. You see, there's stress. That's stress. As a matter of fact, an even worse sign of stress is scours, which is diarrhea. So far we're not seeing it, and I hope we stop before that happens. All right, girls.
She has the chain in here already. But it's good that she's not moving.
Okay, the chain is touching Suzi, but she's okay on it. All right, now let's go a little closer, Aaron. Just a little closer. Talk to her. We're talking to him. Good. Now Josh is going to keep the chain not taut, but not drooping. And we're going to ask him to, we'll have Katie do the command, and we'll to it if we need to, especially above the noise of the mower. We're going to ask them to step up. Okay. Step up. Step up. Good. Whoa. Good girls. Good girls. Hold on. Need to make sure we're still camera's view. That was very good. I'm going to take a chance. We're going to do another couple steps. We may even ask for a back, but you know, come to think of it, Katie, you and I have to work on back without all this stuff on. Back is such an important command. Let's work on it individually and then with both their heads in the double yoke, probably with at least a third person around to ask for the back command. Now, if we can just get the forward motion, another couple of steps while the single tree is somewhat taut on the double yoke. I'm not ready to put the single tree down and see how they do with it down yet. That's the next medium-sized step. We're just going to go forward another couple steps, stop them, and then Aaron, you and I will release the chains immediately, and we'll call it the note of resolution for this session. Good girls. I talk to them all the time when I can. Good girls. Okay, step up. Okay, whoa. Whoa. Seela. Let's release. I'm not sure you can see that, but Seela obviously was the most stressed. She put her head down and stretched it out. That will stop. Suzi is not concerned about that. She doesn't show us that body language. Seela still does. But they're learning. They're learning our very limited vocab, our language. We always try to use the same commands and the same cues, the same words, so that we're not asking too much of them to build up a vocab. But let me show you now what's next when we feel totally ready. And there it is. That is a stone boat. A stone boat, S-T-O-N-E-B-O-A-T, built especially for my zebus. They can help us to haul stuff around these fields by just putting the stuff on the platform. And let me show you how it works. The single tree will be connected here to a quick release. The zebus will be pulling the stone boat. The stone boat will stay and slide on the ground like this. In the past, we've done that with one zebu. We've never done it with a pair, with a double yoke. And that's ultimately our objective, to get them to pull implements and tools that will help us do farming here at Minmore Farms. One more feature that we built on this stone boat, we put some metal horns on there. Why? Because it's always nice to practice roping when you have a chance, when you're on a horse that will accept the lariat, when you have a rider who's trying to practice roping. So we thought someday when we're trying to have some fun around here and trying to get some practice, we'll have our zebus pull the stone boat up and down a straight path, and we'll have one of our Morgan horses behind it with a rider in the saddle who wants to practice roping, and we'll have something that's moving to practice roping with. So, multi-purpose here at Minmore Farms, we have to do that. We're a small property trying to do big things. And that's all for today. Sonia Sokol, the Urban Cowgirl. Katie started moving Suzi and Seela around while I was talking about the stone boat, and look how nice they're following each other and following her and stopping. We're very proud of how fast they're learning. Katie just put the double yoke on them all by herself. They were so good. You can see that they're at a horse tie post here near our cart shed, which we do a lot of videoing here to begin with our horses. Well, now we're going to be doing some videoing with Suzi and Seela here on the sanded driveway for a little while, because what we're trying to do, and you see all this tack out there on that portable saddle tack holder, is try to fit both Suzi and Seela with britchin and surcingle, so that the next step is to put the single tree back on with the chains. Keep those chains up out of their legs' ways and start teaching them to pull. I asked Katie to give them, the heifers, some more practice just leading together with the double yoke on. And look how nice they're doing it. I am still concerned that they will get spooked and try to get away from each other, and that double yoke is made with very strong material, and I'm afraid that they'll hurt themselves trying to get away from each other, because they maybe don't quite realize yet that they are connected at the neck. And there goes Seela. She just likes to pull her head down and stretch, and she's trying to get away from the pressure, but less and less each time we do this. I'm so pleased with their progress. Now, Suzi, of course, has done this many times alone, so maybe she's giving confidence to her daughter Seela. Look at that. Let's use the G and Ha commands too. They're going to start learning all this vocab. Very nice, girls. And then in our next session, we're going to take off the double yoke and just start fitting them with their tack. And we'll show you. We'll show you if there's problems doing that. We'll show you the finished product. I may have to buy some things. I'm not sure. It's not going to be easy to buy some things because there aren't too many cattle left here in this suburban rural neighborhood in West Santa Cruz. So we try to be very creative. We try to use horse tack that's been somehow made smaller. And we're just going to show you every step of the way.
Our cast of characters: Sadie and Eve, Sammy, Rusty and Suzi, heifer calf Seela. For more information, www.cowgirlchannel.com.